Hey everyone, it's Night Hero here, and we're back to live recording. So I've got extra soundproofing in here. I've got a new microphone, so hopefully it's a better audio environment for everyone. So today I wanted to talk a bit about my journey through YouTube the past 2.5 years, kind of share some things that I've learned along the way that I think you guys will find interesting. We'll talk about money. Like, I think everybody's always curious, what do you make as a YouTuber? You know, how does it work and whatever? And people think that it's like some secretive thing. Once you know enough about how YouTube works, you can backsolve for what most people make specifically from YouTube. You know, when you talk about larger channels, they get money from a lot of different places. There's sponsored deals and all that kind of stuff. So we'll talk briefly about that. And then I also want to show you guys some data from the channel and kind of how I make my decisions, how I have to make my decisions. You know, a lot of times people are like, we should do a video about this. And I'm like, yeah, I'd love to do a video about that. No one will watch it because the way YouTube works, you know, YouTube finds videos for people as they're searching for it. And if no one's searching for it, then YouTube isn't really just going to recommend it unless your channel is already so big and you have such a large audience that they know that any video you put out is going to be good. And so they'll recommend it to more people. So, you know, that's kind of the algorithm, but it's really just about people and making videos that you guys enjoy and that a lot of people enjoy. The more people you service with any business, generally the more money you make. All the defense contractors are like, no, that's not how it works. You only need one customer, the US government. But anyways, after that, I'll also talk a bit about the channel, what my plans are for the future and all that kind of stuff. So with that, let's go ahead and get into it. So first off, for 2024, my main goal is I want to put out one high quality video a week. That's my goal. That's what I want to do. I will not probably reach that. I think probably about 90% of those will be ESO related. And then towards the end of the year with Ashes of Creation, their second alpha going live, then we'll be doing some more videos on that, which I'm pretty excited about. I think that's going to be really cool. It's still a long ways away. I know. we're all waiting with bated breath. So yeah, what is it like being a YouTuber? Well, you know, turns out YouTube is actually just like every other business, honestly. Like, and I know that might be a bit of a catch-all term, a bit of a blanket statement, but it really is true. Some of the ways it's exactly the same is that, you know, servicing your customers, making a good product. For me, it's making informative and hopefully entertaining videos here on YouTube. That's the main thing. If your business is making widgets, it's about making the best kind of widgets you can. And so in that aspect, it really is the same. And then your customer service, how do you treat your customers? You know, all that kind of stuff that goes into it. When I started YouTube, and my plan all along has been informed from my experience in the restaurant industry. And one of the things you'll find is like, hey, you know, everybody has advice, right? You know, oh, you need a better sign. You need to do social media marketing. You need to do this, this, and this. The thing is, all that stuff, it's not untrue. But the thing is, to use the restaurant analogy, if you have good enough food, if you have really good food, people will come. And they will come and they'll have a great experience, and then they'll go tell their friends, and they'll go tell other people, and more people will come. And you could be a little hole in the wall place and still be really successful. And in some ways, people are like, oh, I know this hole in the wall place. Let me tell you about that. And it kind of works for you. And it's like, oh yeah, I came in here and there's paper napkins because that's the kind of place this is. And there's no tables because that's the kind of place this is. And some of it does kind of add a bit of ambiance. And that's what I try to do. Except for my food is content. I just want to make the best, most informative videos I can, the most well-researched, the most accurate. That's what I go for. So my idea is, again, just to make really good content. Eventually, will I do more stuff on social media? Will I do, you know, all this other stuff? Yeah, sure. But right now, I have more work to do than I have time to do it. So I have to choose what I'm going to spend my time on. And what I've chosen to try to do is just spend it all on making absolutely the best content I can. Some of that is getting a new microphone, for example. It's about soundproofing the room. It's about doing all that kind of stuff. But the main goal is to make the content as good as it can be. And all those other advice, like do more on Twitter or Facebook or something like that. Sure. Yeah, all that stuff's fine and it's good ideas, but I don't have enough time to do it. So what I'm focusing on is making good content. So what's the hard part about YouTube? Well, like any business, you know, you have to do a lot of things, right? Whenever you're a small business, you have to be an accountant. You have to, for YouTube, it's pretty specific, right? You got to know how to video edit. You got to know how to make thumbnails. So you got to know how to do graphic designs, which I've never done any of that stuff before starting a YouTube channel. So it's been quite the journey, and you learn tricks and things along the way that will just save you so much time. And also being able to spend a few $100s here and there can save you a ton, can save you weeks worth of time. Other things, learning about audio equipment. Oh my gosh, trying to be entertaining, learn what it's like to be entertaining, telling good stories, you know, how to structure your video so that people want to watch the whole thing. Even if all of the information is good, if it's boring, no one's going to want to watch. so you have to figure that out. I find that I lean towards too informative and not entertaining enough, so I'm trying to find that balance and kind of work more stuff in. Tech support, oh my gosh, you have to be your own tech support. I am very tech literate, and I have friends who are much more tech literate, and I still find it a struggle. You know, you've got to deal with equipment failures as well. You got to deal with so much stuff to be a YouTuber, so, you know, it's not easy, but honestly, like, I love doing it, and just like anybody who would say that they love what they do, like, it doesn't feel like work, I'm very happy to do it. I mean, it does feel like work sometimes, but it's all a labor of love, and I'm happy to do it. All right, that's enough. I feel like I'm not saying as much as I wanted to before this, and I even have notes. You know, sometimes the notes aren't really super helpful. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the money, because I think that's something that everybody asks. So right now, I make a little bit, like 200 to 220 a month. If I do less videos, I'll make like 180, 170. That's how much I make in a month on YouTube. So definitely not enough to make a living. About half of that is from subscribers. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. And then the other half is from everybody who watches. So all of you guys. So I appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to monetize this video, so I appreciate your help. You know, and it's funny actually talking about kind of the monetization thing. People will be like, "Oh yeah, I gave your video a watch or whatever." I appreciate all that. That's a really nice sentiment. The best thing you could do for me is to tell me to hate on my videos. That's absolutely the best thing you can do, because the reason that more people don't watch my videos is because they're not good enough, and I need to make them better. And when they are better, more people will watch them. And I know a lot of you guys will be like, well, you're, you know, one of the most accurate. You're one of, you know, and some of these other people aren't. Yes, but the thing that I'm missing is the entertainment value or some other aspect of it, right? I'm not excited enough. I'm not talking about how amazing, insane damage they're going to do, right? I need to figure out other things while keeping the same accuracy, while keeping the same in-depth guides. And you can do both. So, you know, the best thing that anyone can do is hate on someone's video. At least for me, I would appreciate that. Tell me what you don't like. I've gotten so much good advice from people that were just being mean on the internet. And it was great advice. It was great feedback. And I really appreciated it. I don't care if they're being mean, because honestly, I don't care. I built different, I guess. I don't know. And I think that's really helpful for being a YouTuber, is being built a little bit different and being able to be like, oh, you hated that. Okay. You hate everything that I did. Okay. All right. And sometimes that's not helpful. And sometimes you're like, yeah, this person's, you know, molding or whatever. But other times you're like, oh, okay. Like the audio thing is like, that's cool. I appreciate that. I will get that fixed. I appreciate the feedback. But, you know, again, on the topic of monetization, you know, this individual watches and everything, I super appreciate that. But really the main thing that the core audience could do, you guys that are watching this video, you're my core audience. No one else is watching this video, I promise you. Can do is tell me things you don't like. You know, tell me things you really do like. That's also very helpful, so I can keep doing more of those things. But the things that you don't like are absolutely the most helpful, honestly. Another thing, and this is just kind of a funny pet peeve. A lot of people think that YouTubers like link videos, and people will link videos in Discords so that they can get a bunch of views, and they're just trying to shill their own content. Let me tell you from experience, that does not work. It doesn't work. Linking your video does nothing. 2 views, 3 views, you can see how many thousands of views you need to make sense. Okay. So like you need to actually 1,000 views is like, you know, somewhere between $8 to $12 for most people. Right. So, so each one of those views is, you know, pennies, right? That's what we're talking about here. No one's trying to make pennies by going Discord to Discord, linking their video. People will do it because they don't know, or maybe sometimes or whatever. But the main reason people do that is because they're excited about the thing they made and they want to share it with other people. Or maybe they have friends, or they want to make friends in that Discord, and they want to talk about stuff. And so they're doing it as a way of engagement, but it's a human thing. It's not an advertising or marketing thing. That just doesn't work. And if there's a channel where stuff is linked in, where like it just drops in feeds, that works even less. And I know a few of you are thinking, no, I've seen videos that I've clicked on from, you know, people that I didn't know, or you, Nightharo, you know, you put out a video, I didn't realize you had put one out. Yeah, that's true. But we're talking handfuls of views. In Discords with thousands of people, I've done tests on this, by the way. You can test this. You can make a video like where only someone who can see the link can click on it. And so I can see exactly how many people clicked on it in any given Discords. And I absolutely have been that person who just links a video for research purposes. And I found that it just doesn't do anything, but people think it does. The thing that does help is when someone asks a question. If someone says, hey, I'm looking for this, and someone's like, hey, check out this video, it client will explain that for you. Those are the things that actually does help, but that's basically just word of mouth. That's not like a YouTuber going around and like linking their videos in Discords. I promise you, if anybody is doing that, it's just because they don't know any better that doesn't work. But almost 99.9% of the time, it's because they actually just want to share this cool thing that they made with people and maybe be able to talk to someone about it who's like, hey, cool, I liked your video, or what did you think about this? We're just trying to be human, honestly. That's all it is. All right, let's get back on topic. So yeah, what kind of videos I make? Well, I want to make the kind of videos that you guys want to watch. And what I have learned over the past 2.5 years is that you guys really like these in-depth guides that I make. That's the core of what I want to do. And you know, the main thing is that that's what people are searching for, right? That's how people find me. They search for videos. They go, hey, how do I play a Magicka Necro? How do I play a Nightblade? How do I do this? How do I do that? And it's those kind of things that are, you know, what I want to make videos on, because that's what people are searching for. And then as the audience grows, and also to service those of you who've been around, you know, who've been around for a long time, is I make other interesting videos that I know that only those who are already subscribers will watch, but that I think will be informative, that will be entertaining or whatever. So I always want to intersperse those in to show that those of you who have been a subscriber for a long time, how much I appreciate you guys being here, because I absolutely do. And I don't want to like just go for the new audience all the time. So I have to, you know, the core of my videos is those build guides, which I know my core audience also really likes. You guys really like, because I see the jump in the watch time, right? And the jump in views when I first release a video. YouTube mostly shows it to your subscribers, it seems like at first, and then it'll open it up to a larger audience, at least right now. That's the data that I've seen. So that's kind of how that works. So I guess with that, what are the plans for the future? Well, I think I've told some people, but Ashes of Creation is going to be when that's years away. But, you know, at the end of the year, I'm going to be in the alpha 2 for that. So I'll be testing it out, seeing what it's like, what have you. I haven't recommended that on the channel. I've gone a little bit back and forth on it. Alpha games there's still like core things being changed about the game, and it's still years away. And I don't think that, I don't want to be hyping a game that's years away. I don't think that that's a responsible thing for me to do. So that's why I haven't mentioned it. I've gotten some feedback from people that it's like, let me make that decision. You should have told me that you were going to play this game. And I'm like, okay, you guys are right. All right, sure. I was wrong. So I will let you guys know. They will open up some more keys. I think that's going to happen. They want to make sure that they can service the number of people they have. You know, with MMOs, with all these games, one of the hardest things to do is the back end stuff of making sure the game doesn't just crash when too many people like log in or are doing one thing in one area or what have you. Lots of problems with that. And so they're going to open it up to more people when that changes, whenever they feel like they can service more people, even in the alphas and the betas. And so when that happens, I promise you guys, stay tuned, subscribe, do the bell notification to get alerts. And then of course I'll say something in the Discord, so you can always come by there. But I will tell you guys, okay? So you can get it on it whenever that happens. Please don't feel FOMO. You're not missing out. I promise. They're going to reset the game multiple times. They're just testing things out to see how it goes. Okay. You don't want to be an unpaid tester anyways, right? Most people don't, at least. So I just kind of assumed that those who really wanted to know will know about it. So this year, you know, I think that with the new changes coming to ESO, with the new spell creation, I think that's going to be crazy. I think it's going to open up so many fun kind of builds. So I plan on doing a lot of build guides. I'm trying to get all those done. And I'm going to do like an ultimate DPS guide, just like I've done with the healer and the tank, to kind of give broad strokes, as well as doing a lot more individualized builds as well. And then I want to do a lot more beginner focused builds as well. And those are easy kind of videos to do because they're shorter and more basic. Tell someone one thing, don't confuse them with a bunch of options. So I want to do a lot more of that kind of stuff. And then of course, when the spell crafting comes out, there's plenty of stuff I want to do with that and plans I have for that. And I also, you know, I haven't been able to do as many videos right now on the Endless Archive. I'd like to do more of those kind of videos. Also, to finish out, round out the classes. I just thought they were going to make some changes to Endless Archive, and they never did. So right now, the hardest thing in the Endless Archive is the trash, which is a little bit disappointing. So I guess if they're not going to change it, I can keep going and making more build videos on that. Probably by the time I finish making those videos, they'll change something with the archive. So we'll just have to see. But yeah, that's my main plan. I really want to start doing, you know, more varied games. I want to talk about other games. I love games of all types, whether it's art, you know, know, real-time strategies, first-person shooters, 4X games. I love 4X games. You know, all of that stuff I love. So I really like to do more of those kind of games. The thing is that because of what I do, you know, like to go in depth and talk about things really, you know, deep and give guides and stuff like that. I need to know a lot about those games, and that requires a lot of time on the back end, learning those games, playing them, experiencing it. How does this feel? Because you can look at numbers and that tells you one thing, but actually playing and seeing how it feels is like another. So there's a lot of that going into this. I am, for those who don't know, I'm going to be at PAX East this year. So that is coming up. That is going to be Thursday, March 21st through Sunday the 24th. If you are going to PAX East, or if you're in the Boston area and you want to come down and meet, let me know. Probably the best way is to come by the Discord, send me a DM through there. Love to meet up with people. It'll have to be casual. We'll just be hanging out or whatever, because I'll be working most of the time. But I'm really excited to do some interviews, talk to some developers, and also to see what other games are coming out and stuff like that. You know, it can be a little bit hard as a creator. You know, I have to spend a lot of money to buy these games to learn. So I'm hoping that I can get in with some of the social media teams, maybe get some games that I can demo, because I just can't purchase all of them. And I just really like to talk about some more of these awesome games that are coming out. So yeah, that's my plan for this year. Again, ESO is going to remain the core. You know, I run a Discord with well over 1,000 people, so it's not like I'm going anywhere. I love the MMO experience, but I also just want to be able to talk about some other stuff and do game reviews so that you guys can know and then highlight games that I think are really cool and really awesome. You know, as always, guys, if you want to support me, you want to support what I do, you know, eventually my goal is to be able to hire people so that I can offload some of the work that is not core to games, like video editing, like all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I'm a long way from that, right? But my goal is, as soon as I make enough money to do that, is to do that so I can make even more videos. And that's my goal moving forward, is to provide even more content. I'm also working in the background on the tabletop channel. Hopefully I'll be putting out some videos with that pretty regularly starting in the next month or so. But my goal is, you know, as I get faster at this, I can put out more and more videos. And I think we've seen that over time, right? Like I put out more videos now than I did a year ago, even though I'm doing more things, because I'm just getting a lot faster at it. So anyways, if you want to support the channel, either this one or the other one, please feel free to subscribe, become a channel member. That's a huge help. And it helps me, you know, buy these microphones and everything else that I need to save time and be able to make more videos. But I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.